The Dutch new herring has arrived. So today we are gonna cook a dish using this lovely, typical Dutch delicacy. We are gonna make a raw tartare of herring with a beetroot carpaccio, and we are gonna serve some sautéed plaice with that. For the beetroot carpaccio, I'm gonna roast the beetroots. So I'm gonna pack them into tin foil. And I've preheated my oven to 175 degrees centigrade. And we're gonna roast the beetroots for approximately 1 hour. And now we are gonna cut up our herring for our herring tartare. First we're gonna remove the tail and the last little bit of the bones that are left. So we are now gonna cut up our herring fillets, and we're gonna cut them into little cubes to make a lovely herring tartare. This is how you want your herring cut in cubes. And next you want to cut up roughly a teaspoon of chives and a teaspoon of dill. Combine the dill and the chives with the herring tartare, and that is your herring tartare totally done. Next we combine 2 tablespoons of sour cream, I have cream of horseradish. If you have fresh horseradish, grate about a teaspoon in with the sour cream. We season it with a little salt and a little pepper. Now we have a little Swiss chard, and we're gonna turn this Swiss chard into a chiffonade. A chiffonade are thin, long strips. So we are gonna cut our Swiss chard really thin, and because it's all rolled up, it's also gonna be very long. And this is chiffonade. We are also gonna use the stems of the Swiss chard, and we are gonna treat them like celery. So that means we are gonna peel them first, and then we are gonna cut them into bâtonnets. The bâtonnets are small, slender pieces of the stem of the Swiss chard. So first we are gonna peel the stems of the Swiss chard. Then we are gonna cut the stem of the Swiss chard into bâtonnets. We are cutting them into 4 pieces lengthwise, so we are going to quarter them, and then we are going to cut little sticks of them about, well, let's say 2 inches, 5 centimeters. And this is how you want your bâtonnets. The beetroots have been roasting in the oven for about an hour on 175 degrees centigrade, and we left them to cool to room temperature in the foil. I've covered my chopping board with some wax paper or some fat-free paper. You want to do this to protect your chopping board because beetroot makes stains you cannot get out of any chopping board or whatever. And now it's time to start peeling our beetroot. So we cut off both ends where the root is. And we peel away the skin. Slice the beetroot on the mandolin. You want the beetroot slices about this thick, and then with a cookie cutter this big we're gonna punch some perfect rounds out of the slices of beetroot. And we marinate the beetroot in a little vinaigrette of olive oil, white wine vinegar, lemon juice, and a little bit of mustard. We now dust the plaice fillets in the seasoned flour. The flour seasoned with the lemon pepper and a little bit of salt. And then we fry our plaice in some olive oil and plenty of butter. When our plaice is cooked, we're going to season it with a little salt, and we are going to set it aside to cool slightly. Now it's time to start plating our dish. We start with the beetroot carpaccio. We take those out of the marinade. And we put them on a plate like this. Next, we put our cookie cutter on the slices of beetroot, one size down from the size we cut our beetroot with. We fill our cutter with the herring tartare. and we press it down a little. And we fill her back up again. And for the last one, we fill up our cookie cutter again with the herring tartare. And then between the little towers of herring tartare, we drop a little blob of the sour cream and horseradish. Next we are gonna put on the bâtonnets of the stem of the Swiss chard. I've also marinated them a little in the vinaigrette, and we are just gonna put a few bâtonnets on the little blob of horseradish and sour cream. And now it's time to put the plaice in place. So we drop little pieces of plaice, which we have flaked in between, like this. A last little grind of pepper, and to finish it all off, the chiffonade of the Swiss chard. Over the top, over the whole length. The dish is finished. Bon appétit!